just a basic fundamental question. Should DHS and DOJ enforce the law?
Certainly.
Yeah, so in 8 U.S.C. Section 1325, it makes it a crime to enter this country illegally, right?
That's correct.
And you said earlier, you're talking about the misdemeanor. If you look under 8 U.S.C. 1325, you're going to find that any alien who crosses the first time, that's a misdemeanor. Every other time is a felony. Is that right?
That's correct. And there are other aggregating factors that could make it into a felony.
Exactly, right. So your report states that prior practice was not to prosecute family units or even the adult members of family units. And that's what people like me would say, that's the catch and release program, right? Some of us would say that was an incentive or magnet for people to come into this country illegally. Does 8 U.S.C.S. 1325 have an exception for adults if they're part of a family unit? An exemption for prosecution, if you will.
No, it does not contain such an exception.
So we're focusing on old policies, and the rollout was not good. There's anybody that would say it was. It didn't, it was a very short-lived policy that affected a good number of children and families, and also those who were exploiting children as well. And I would suggest that the policy that we're talking about today also puts children in danger of exploitation and being trafficked. And then some of the things that are being proposed by this administration, I'm going to review them real quickly, also become magnets or incentives. Stopping construction of the wall, ending new enrollments in the MPP, an executive order that suggests that the asylum cooperative agreements with Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras are going to end. Potentially ending the CDC's Title 42 order, preventing ICE from using terms such as alien and stopping deportations for 100 days, which has luckily been blocked. And last but not least, the biggest magnet of them all is talk of amnesty. And so if the past is any indicator, open border policies and these types of policies actually incentivize people to come to this country and bring children with them, even those that aren't their own. And that it allows cartels and human smugglers to exploit children in a way that I've seen firsthand. I've watched the cracking of cases nationwide, originating in Yuma, tracking down all the way to Charleston, South Carolina, where 2 young boys were repeatedly used as basically rent-a-childs, unfortunately for those poor exploited children, to bring adults, unscrupulous adults, trying to use the family release policy. In fiscal year 2013, there were 14,855 apprehensions of family units on the southwest border. But by 2018, there were 107,000. And in 2019, there were 473,000 family units apprehended on the southwest border. I also want to highlight that the Biden administration anticipates this surge. They've opened up, as my friend from Georgia mentioned earlier, Mr. Heiss, a new facility, not a new facility, but they're reopening the Carrizo Springs facility, which received such disapprobation from my colleagues across the aisle not too long ago. So I would suggest that we need to focus on the implications of the current administration's policies. Now, I wanted to turn for a second to the Miss L case. Mr. Horowitz, you're familiar with the Miss L case?
Generally, I am, but not in the weeds or specifically, Congressman.
Okay, so you would not know that of the original 3,000 children reportedly subject to the Ms. L case, they've found many placements, reunified many, but right now the number looks to be somewhere between 400 and 500 children that are not reunified under the Ms. L case. Are you familiar with that?
I am. The number I had seen was just over 500, but it could be more recently reduced. I haven't been following it as closely.
All right. Do you any idea why we haven't been able to reunify some of those?
I can't say I know the 500 plus cases and how those came about and what those particular circumstances are.
Thanks for being here today, Inspector General. And Madam Chair, I have some documents I'd like to enter into the record. 3 of them are newspaper articles. One's a letter that I've led with a number of my colleagues. Biden surge 3,500 migrants caught at border daily. I'm sorry what's from Washington Examiner. Biden administration prepares to open overflow facility for migrant children on CNN. 11 Iranians arrested in Arizona after jumping U.S.-Mexico border, Washington Times. And then my letter dated February 4th today to the Honorable Alejandro Mayorkas, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Without objection,